Hello, my lovelies. Tonight we're going to jump right into just a little 30-minute practice. Go ahead and keep your blocks and strap handy. We're going to begin in child's pose. Settle in here, knees as wide as you like. Let your elbows rest on the floor. Settling in, deep breath. Taking the time to land here now. Let yourself relish in the rest of this pose. We'll get to moving in no time, I promise. Come into your Ujjayi breath. Press up on to all fours. Break up with autopilot. We're not taking cat-cow. I want you to just press forward and backward. So you're getting a deep opening potentially in the forearm as you press forward. A few more times. Take your arms out a little bit longer. High push-up, low push-up, upward facing dog or cobra. Very gently pressing back to your child's pose. Roll through, coming back to your upward facing dog. And then back to child's pose. So it's almost like an extended cat-cow, right? We're straightening the entire spine, rolling through, coming back to up dog or cobra, shoulder blades down and together. Tuck your elbows underneath you, Sphinx pose. Shoulder over elbow, wrist in line with elbow, shoulder blades down and together, Drishti, about 6 inches in the front of your mat. One more breath. Drop your forehead down. We're going to take fallen angel. So both arms to a T. Lift your right leg up. Bring it over the left side body. Maybe it touches the ground, maybe not. Getting a deep stretch across the right chest. And your left hand can either push you into a deeper twist, or you can wrap your arm behind your back. Come back to center. Sorry about Eleanor. And then make your way to the other side, getting a stretch across the left part of your chest. A couple more deep breaths here. And then make your way back onto your belly. Bring your arms by your side. And just take a belly savasana for a moment. And then inhale up locust, arms behind you. And lower back down. Another inhale, locust, squeezing everything up and in, thighs and ribs lifting off the mat if possible. And release. Inhale, right back up. Everything squeezing into the center line, lower belly pulling up and in. And drop back down. Back up. And down. Clasp your hands behind your back. Lift up again, locust again. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Release. And just bend your knees, windshield wiper your legs side to side. Let the low back relax. Keep the knees bent, lift the chest up as if you're reaching for the ankles for a floor bow, but without actually making contact. So you're working on the chest lifting, and then your hands would grab your ankle as opposed to us typically grabbing our ankle and then pulling our chest up. Okay, release back down. Do some more windshield wipering side to side. And come to stillness, belly savasana for a moment. Tuck your elbows under your shoulders, pressing up high push-up. Drop down to a forearm plank. So we're just reintegrating everything, right? After opening up the back body. Now you're gonna roll to a forearm side plank. Pick a side, we'll do both. Working to stack your feet as much as possible. Passing through your forearm plank to the other side. Stay in your breath. And back to forearm plank. Everything is firing up. You got this. Drop your hips, shift forward, Sphinx pose. You've already been here once. And make your way onto all fours. Taking some cow-cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, spread the collarbones. Exhale, curl the spine, tuck the belly. One more time up, cow pose. And cat pose. It should feel really open, right? You've just done a bunch of work in the chest and upper back. Take another round and just explore, right? Like, how does that feel different than when we normally open the class with this pose? And then take some time to kind of wiggle around in the pose, sway side to side. Come into stillness. Inhale, extend your right leg back, toes on the ground, and rock forward and backward, opening up the back of your shin, which is your calf, and just getting some articulation through the toes. And then inhale, right leg floats. Exhale, take a push-up. Do that again. So you're just taking like a half a push-up. One more time. Come to center. Right leg still floating. Inhale, left arm up. Knee to elbow. Extend out. Back in. Back out. In. Out. Pause here. Just balancing. Bend your right leg, reach up and over with your left arm. Grab your foot. Open the left side of your chest. And then release. Come to side plank. Left hand down, right hand up. Keep your left knee down so it's a modified side plank. Staying in your breath. And then bend your top leg, should be your right leg. Try to grab your ankle. Or if you're like me, you just reach behind you and one day hope your toes will exist. And extend back out. Come back. All fours, tabletop. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Back to center. Inhale, left leg out, toes on the ground. Rocking forward and backward, opening up into your calf. This side, I knew which muscle I was talking about. Inhale, push up. Back up, push up, back up. One more time, push up, back up. Pausing and then lifting the opposite arm. Knee to elbow and out. Right knee, left knee, right elbow and out. Bring it back in and out. Pausing on the out. Reach up and over, grabbing your ankle, your toes, the top of your foot, your pant leg. Working to keep the hips square so the opening is happening from the chest. Release back out, coming into your side plank, right hand down, right knee down, left arm up. Shifting your weight, try to bend your left leg, reaching with your right hand for those toes, or you put your right hand on your left hand on your sacrum, twisting, opening the chest up. Back to side plank, all fours, cat-cow, wash it out. Downward facing dog. Taking a moment here, activating your hands, pressing through your heels. Scoop your lower belly up and in, tailbone tilts higher. While you're breathing in your downward facing dog, I want you to know this is my 4th time to record this practice. All the cool witty shit I thought of is already gone. So just stay in this pose here now and breathe. I will no longer be editing out the fire truck, the dog barking, and the weird guy downstairs who's making noises that somehow my phone is picking up. Right leg forward, warrior 1. Man, I thought I had some good stuff on that last recording too, and poof, it's gone. Just gone. Come to your high push-up, 3-legged push-up. Rock it out. Try it. Right leg flies, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Pause. Downward facing dog. Pause. Left leg flies, step through, warrior one. Pressing through the outside blade of your back foot to hinge your right hip forward. High push-up. Same thing, right? Maybe you fly that left leg. Low push-up, upward facing, downward facing. I can't imagine how actual professionals do this shit. Maybe they have a better setup than I do. I don't know. Exhale. Get your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Pause there. Then Utkatasana, chair pose. Getting multilingual on you. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Try to get your knees to your armpits and then jump back, right? Giving yourself a challenge. Chaturanga to your upward facing or your cobra. Downward facing. Right leg forward. Warrior one again. High push-up. Low push-up. Upward facing. Downward facing. A la izquierda, right? Left leg forward. Rise up. High push-up. Low. Upward facing. Downward facing. Breathe. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Bow forward. Utkatasana again, chair pose. Lower belly up and in. Shoulder blades down and together. Forward fold. Halfway lift. High push-up. Lower down. Cobra or up dog. Or you can just meet in down dog, right? Hell, you could be sitting on the couch having a martini for all I know. Breathe here. This is our pose. Pressing through your fingertips. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards the center line. Tailbone lifts higher. Right leg forward. Warrior one. Really using this concept of pressing down to lift up. Outside blade of the left foot is activating as you drive your left hip forward. Closed twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. Taking an exalted warrior. So you're going to lean back, taking your right hand to your sacrum or your thigh if you can reach it. Hell, if you can reach your ankle, rock that out. Back to your twist. Back to warrior one. Activate your right leg. Step your left leg to your right. Utkatasana. Drive through your heel. Lift your left knee up. Standing leg raise. Taking a modified dancing Shiva. Left arm back. Right arm to left thigh. Twist. One more breath. Untwist. Back to standing leg raise. Stay with your hustle. Shoot your leg back behind you. Land crescent lunge. So you're going to balance on the toes of your left foot. Open warrior two. Check your feet placement. Shoulders over hips. Drishti over your front middle finger. Fierce. This is it. Pause here. Reverse triangle. Straighten your front knee. Lean up and back. Ribs stacking. And then come into full triangle, Trikonasana. I love a block under my hand. I think 99% of the population needs a block. At least for the very first 1 or 2 of practice, right? Like we're just getting into the opening of the inner thigh, the low back. Pyramid pose. Restack so that way your hips are square. I love a block under both hands or at least under one hand. It's really easy to overstretch in pyramid pose. So to me, it's incredibly important to make sure that your sits bones are reaching equally behind you. Weight is even on both feet. If you have to bend a leg, bend the front leg. Bring your back foot to the front. Utkatasana, chair pose. Stay in your breath, forward fold. Halfway lift. Yogi's choice, make it to down dog. Yeah, if you want to like throw in 5 push-ups, rock it out. Do it. Inhale, left leg up. Step through, warrior 1. Activating your back foot so that way you can push your right hip forward. Open for, well, it's a closed twist, but you're still opening. Right hand forward, left hand back. Rotation from the rib cage. If you've got an upper crust syndrome like me, this is really tight. This is what you need. Taking exalted warrior 1. So you're going to lean up and back, taking that your left hand either to your sacrum or your shin. Come back to the twist. Back to warrior 1. Bring your back leg to meet your right for Utkatasana. Sit low, 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 low. That is now a grocery store song, by the way. Super disappointing. Rise up, pressing through your left to lift your right knee up. And taking that Shiva twist. Flex your flying foot. Activity in the whole body. Fingertips spreading apart or intentionally pursed together. But you pick one, right? Like no little dead fishy hands. Those are official yoga terms. Untwist. Land in your crescent lunge. Activate your lower belly. Uddiyana Bandha. Open warrior 2. Check your feet. Arms in a T. Drishti over your front middle finger. Drishti is your vision, where your eyes are going. Stay with it. Now reverse triangle. Straighten your left leg. Hinge away, right? It's like your rib cage is lifting up and away from your hips. And then coming into Trikonasana, now your rib cage is tilting the opposite direction, but the same concept, right? We want the rib cage to float away from the hips. And then the long-term goal is your top hip is going to stretch on top of the bottom. Pyramid pose. Shorten your stance a little bit. Both toes at 12 o'clock. Back flat. Then bow forward. Really beneficial in each pose to take the time over the course of your practice. I'm not saying you have to learn it all today, but to figure out how your body can best access a pose. Do you need to bend both knees to be able to flatten the hips and then work to straighten the legs, right? Are you hyper flexible and that's really easy, so you actually need to bend so you don't overextend? Exhale. Bring your feet together, Utkatasana, chair pose. One more breath, forward fold, yogi's choice, but get to downward facing dog. Active breath. This is a little 30-minute flow. I think it's 30 minutes. I don't know. It's not super long. So we're getting into it right off the bat. Go ahead and take a big full exhale. Inhale, right leg flies. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Back up through your center line, knee to nose. Back up, cross your body, knee to left elbow. Fall in triangle. Drop your foot to the side. Bring your left arm to fly. It's a variation of Wild Thing. Stay in it. Bring your hands back to the ground. Fly your right leg up. Step through, crescent lunge. Beautiful. Open to warrior two. Let's come back to our reverse triangle. A little bit warmer now, right? You've already done it once on this side. So as you come into your regular triangle or just Trikonasana, see if you can access a little bit more. Maybe the block goes down a level. Maybe not. Twisting down to low lunge. Left knee drops to the ground. Arms come up. Let your front left hip open. Easy twist with your knee on the ground. There's a variation here of easy twist. Rotation from the rib cage. Stay with me here. We're getting crazy. We're going to come into half moon. So you're going to fly up and over. Right leg is drilling down into the ground, giving you access to stack your left hip on top of your right. Hand on a block is magic. Flying toes are active, point or flex, but active. One more breath. Challenge yourself. Land in crescent lunge. Or teeter-totter, right? That's what I just did. Downward facing dog. If you need to drop to your knees and shake it out, do that. We've got a whole left side to do. Inhale, left leg up. Knee to elbow. Back up. Knee to nose. Back up. Cross your body. Land in fallen star, fallen triangle. Variation here. Just rock it out. Bring your right hand back to the ground. Left leg flies. Step through, crescent lunge. Breathe. Warrior two. Reverse triangle. Triangle. Each side is different, so allow yourself the opportunity to challenge yourself. My left hamstring is more mobile than my right, which is probably because my left is not as strong. But anyways, you just want to play with it. Pyramid pose. Oh, that's a lie. We're dropping onto our knees. Sorry. Coming to a low lunge, right knee down, chest up. And then taking a variation of easy twist. Right hand down, left hand up. Deep rotation from the rib cage. Untwist, launch to your half moon. Take the time to set up, right? Don't just hop into the pose, right? Be thoughtful. Are your hips stacked? Is your foot flexed? Then open your arms. Land, crescent lunge. Down dog. One day I'm going to learn how to edit out all of the sirens and background noise. But until then, it's part of your asana. So just breathe. Be here now. We're going to move into a more relaxed posture. Grab your blanket or a block. A pillow could work too. I just prefer more of a sarape blanket because it's a little bit more firm. I want you to roll it up. You're going to place it just above where your belly button is, and you're going to lay flat across it. So you might feel a lot of pressure here on your organs, and that's kind of the point. So deep, full breath, feeling the pressure of the blanket on your organs. I'll be honest, if you have some tummy troubles, this is really good. It helps kind of get everything moving for you. And you can readjust, moving the blanket maybe a little bit lower or higher. I think I actually started with mine closer to my hip crease, and I'm working my way up. But you can do the opposite. You can start from just above the belly button and work your way down. Active rest. Give yourself a big inhale and exhale. And then lift your torso up. Bring your legs around so your knees hang over your rolled up blanket or pillow. Grab a block or another pillow, maybe you don't need it, and just hinge forward, dropping your forehead closer to your shins or knees. This is a variation of caterpillar pose, which is the yin variation of seated forward fold. It's meant to be a gentle but deep opening. So find your edge, but don't just like jump off, right? One more deep round of breath. And then gently make your way up to seated. Remove your block. Remove your blanket. Come onto your back. Bridge pose. I'm doing bridge pose with the blanket under my low back as opposed to the block. And you can kind of rock forward and backwards. So by pressing into your feet, your hips will just naturally kind of seesaw over this blanket here. So taking the opposite pressure that we did on our bellies. One more complete round of breath. Lift your hips, remove the blanket. Place the blanket over your hips, right? Coming into Savasana, maybe you extend it out all the way over. But this is it. This is what you worked for. Sweet rest. It's time to return to your body. Taking any movements you need to wake up. And gently, with your eyes closed, come to a fetal position. Right side for energy, left side for peace. Take another big full round of breath. And at your own time, make your way up to seated. Inhale your arms overhead. Grab your wrist, tilt to the opposite side. Just a different variation of the stretch that we've done standing. You're doing it seated now. Gets into the muscles a little bit differently. Coming back to center. Hands pressed together, stopping at your third eye. May we have clear thoughts. Stopping at your mouth. May we have kind words. And stopping at heart center. May we be love. Together we say, Namaste.